So there's something really important in business to understand, and it's that these are not the same. So cost is for the producer. And by that, I mean, this is how much it costs you to produce something. So if I was the one to produce this chair, materials would cost me, let's say $20 for the wood, stain, glue, nails, all that stuff. And then I would have to pay for labor. So let's say it takes someone 3 hours to produce this chair and they charge $15 an hour. So that'd be $45 plus the $20 in material. So the cost of this chair would be $65 in total. Now the price of said chair is what the customer pays. In order to figure out the price, you need to know how much the materials cost and what kind of profit margin you want. So in the end, the price is your cost of materials plus profit equals your price. Last is your value. So this is the benefit or the value that you add to your customer's life. You're either making something easier in their life, you're making something better in your life, or you're providing something cheaper than your competitor. So the value is what you're selling to your customer. They know what they're going to pay, and what's going to cost them is the price, and what it costs you is the same. But if you're able to increase your value, you could potentially increase your price and giving you a bigger profit margin. So looking at cost, price, and value, you're going to be able to find ways to increase your profit by changing one thing in each of these categories. So looking at cost, you're only going to be able to lower your material, so like the quality of your material, or lower how much your labor costs. So if everything's the same and you just lower your cost from your materials by cheaper materials or cheaper labor, you're going to be able to increase your profit. But the problem with this is you can only decrease your material and labor so much, and you can't go to zero. Next is you look at price. So you can increase your price, which you could essentially do infinitely, and that will create a bigger profit margin because your costs stayed the same, but your price went up, so your profits are going up. But in order to do that, you're going to have to provide more value. So looking at your value, you have to increase that value or perceived value to your customer. So they're willing to pay an increased price and your costs are staying the same. So typically when you look at high-end stuff, they're using high-end material, which forces them to have to charge a higher price. But because of their high-end, they're giving that perceived value to their customers, saying, this is the best, this is going to make your life the easiest, and this is what's going to cause you to have ultimate happiness. So learn what your costs are and see where you can change. Know the price of your product and what you can really charge, and know the value that you're bringing to your customers. And once you know the value of your product or service, you're going to be able to increase the value in your customers' lives.